This is my survival world. There's a lot of blocks in it, but not all of them. And today I'm going to fix this by collecting all the blocks that I have not yet used in the tower. And with that, welcome back to my survival world where I'm building the tallest Minecraft base. I'm starting with some building. After all, I need a place to put the museum for all the blocks I have not yet collected. So the first block on my list is the painting. It's not a particularly rare block or a particularly new one. I think it's in the game since the original release. But nonetheless, it's an interesting block. It's a little bit decorative and I have to build a rule to show off all the different variants of the painting. Okay, so this is all the artwork in Minecraft. Here are most of the smaller paintings and the bigger paintings are on this side. Two walls are empty, which means I have to build some art myself. Wait, I have a better idea. I found two pretty famous artworks. On one side I have the Creation of Adam by Michelangelo and on the other side the Birth of Venus by Botticelli. Now I have the Minecraft paintings here, and then copies of famous artwork here and here. With the paintings all collected, I've finished the first block, and I can continue with the second one, which is the Froglight, a new block added to the game in 1.19. And to build a farm for it, I have to go to the Nether. Here we are in the Nether. I have already 3 frogs and 3 shulker boxes of materials to build the frog farm. Not the frog farm, the Froglight farm. For the Froglight farm I use a design by Shulker Craft. You can find a link in the description. And that's it. Farm functions and I have all the room light I will probably ever need. Hey, there's achievement for it. Now I only need a room to put all the room light and I think I will place it here. And now I can place the Froglight. We have the verdant Froglight, the pearlescent Froglight and the ochre Froglight. All 3 Froglights collected. I've also built a little bit more exhibition space. This is for the next block we want to collect, and that's the candle. Isn't anything special about the candle, honestly. It's just honeycomb and string and it's really easy to make, and I already have placed some candles in the build. That's the mob farm above this enchanting table that makes the weird noises. Where were I exactly? The candle. I already have some candles in the tower, but I don't have all color variations, but making all color variations isn't hard. I only have to make one of every color and probably craft some more colors, and then can simply make candles in all colors. Now we have, in no particular order, all variants of the candle, including the base variant here. Next, I have to build another room to store more items, and I think I will do this on top of the art room. I place another artwork on the ceiling and keep the rest of the room in simple white colors. The first blocks I want to place here in my storage room for rare blocks are the Infested Stone variants, and you might now think that you cannot get them in survival, and that is kinda correct. You cannot get them in your inventory, but you can get the blocks in your world, and you do that by placing the ordinary variant of the blocks here, and then find a silverfish to infect them. So let's do that now. Silverfish can easily be found in the stones inside a fortress. The name tag prevents them from despawning, and then you can simply move them through the nether back to your base. Yeah, destroy the portal, and then all I have to do is wait till they infest the blocks below them. This took some time, but after like 5 minutes everything was done. The only problem with those infested blocks is that you can't really see that they're special unless you press the F3 button, and then you can see it at the targeted block data. Now for a few easier blocks. First the beacon, which I already have a lot of them, just not in the tower itself. Then the lodestone, which I found while raiding the bastion remnants in the nether. And the respawn anchor, which can easily be crafted with items I already have. For the last two there's also an achievement I can get. So, next I want to try to get the mob heads. The thing with the mob heads is you need a charged creeper to get them. And while you could wait for lightning to strike a creeper, it's easier to use a trident with the channeling enchantment. However, you still need a thunderstorm. So I didn't want to just wait and AFK, I wanted to do something, so I did a lot of things. I tamed all the cats for the achievement, but there was no lightning. Then I started collecting some more resources, especially mangrove wood, but no lightning sadly. I also tried finding some goat horns, which I kinda did with a farm that didn't really work. And then I decided, well, I can simply continue building till at one point lightning will strike. The first build is a large flower with an even larger butterfly directly next to it. One of the harder builds so far, especially because it's a little bit more organic and less structural. I always struggle with that. And then I filled in this little hole and also patched up the corner with a clock tower made from some of the mangrove wood that I collected before. In the other corner I built another tower, and then I think I have a thunderstorm, so I can stop building and start going all the way down in the hopes of finding a creeper. At least I got the skeleton. My items are still there, and I finally found a use for the recovery compass. That's probably the intended use. And yeah, I got a skeleton skull and maybe even a zombie skull if I find it. There's already another skeleton. Can I get the creeper to explode without dying? That is the new challenge. No, I can't. But this time I got the zombie head, yes. How does this determine which head I get? I think I have everything, but the lightning storm has already stopped, so I guess I will make do with just 2 mob heads. Here's the zombie head, here's the skeleton head, and this is where I would put a creeper head if I had one. Now there's space for 2 more items here, and I already know which items to pick. Some other blocks I have not yet in the tower is... wait... the wither rose, which I got from the wither rose farm, which I built a long time ago before I removed the wither because it was just too loud and scary. Then there is the banner. I have made banners for the maps, but have not yet placed one in the base. There are many versions of banners, but I will take the ominous banner that I get from a raid. Ancient debris, that's also a new block. Now I have to fly up again, the entire base. It's a little bit troublesome always flying up. Maybe it would make sense to move the storage room to the top. It could save some time. I'm seriously considering it by now. But for now I will use the storage room at the bottom. Let's go back here That is for the creeper head, but these two are for other blocks. We have the wither rose, we have the banner, and the ancient debris. Netherite could be a little bit harder to get, so I'll do a few other blocks first. A pretty rare block is emerald ore. I have emerald ore in my storage room, and I have also a deep slate emerald ore, but not in the storage room. The deep slate emerald ore is at an ore exhibit at the bottom of my base, I think here. But honestly, I think it would fit far better in the room of rare blocks. Yes, this is Silk Touch. Perfect. Maybe I'll replace it at some point, although it's probably pretty unlikely that I find one by accident, so I probably have to search for another deep slate emerald ore. So we have the emerald ore and the deep slate emerald ore, then there's a little bit of space for a few more blocks, and then we have this area with the windows, and for that I have another idea. There's another block you can't really get in survival, and that's a water source block. But there's a trick to create the illusion of a water source block, and you'd get it by using sticky pistons, slime blocks, and obsidian. I only have to get the construction right. I think this is the right construction. I only have to place the water now surrounded by extended pistons, and if I retract them, the block doesn't update properly because they wanna pull down those slime blocks, but they get stopped by the obsidian, and somehow this prevents the piston from updating the blocks next to it. Wonderful. And we can use the same trick for lava and of course for sand. Wait a minute, this doesn't work. The obsidian is directly next to the sand. And of course for sand, that should work. Yes. I only have to tidy it up. And I have 3 seemingly impossible blocks. The lava source block, the sand floating in the air, and the water source block. And for the netherite, I collected sand, large amounts of sand, got gunpowder for my farms, crafted the TNT, then placed the TNT in a long line in the nether, and finally lit the TNT. Then I watched the explosions to create a big tunnel, and inside that tunnel I then was finally able to get all the ancient debris needed for a netherite block. I found 28 ancient debris, and together with the ancient debris from my storage room, I got enough for a netherite block. Obviously I can't just simply smelt all that ancient debris. So instead I built this massive statue that can help me smelt the netherite. The design is basically inspired by the piglins in the nether. To complete the design I need to do 3 more things. I need to collect a little bit of lava, some bamboo, and I have to craft some firework rockets. And now that all the preparations are completed, I can show you how the smelting machine works. You could argue that it is overkill, and it is. If you go on the other side, you can see that it uses of course it uses bamboo here in the furnace, but the overkill is probably the rockets, because they're here in the dispenser, and I think it uses 10 to 12 rockets for every netherite scrap, so quite wasteful. But it looks cool. Now all that's left to do is smelt the remaining ancient debris. And now I finally have enough netherite scraps to produce a block of netherite. And then I can place it in the Museum of Rare Blocks. I finished the episode by building the Eye of Sauron as requested by a comment. As always, have a beautiful time and goodbye.